Name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've worked at IRS over a decade. My YouTubes, by the way, are short, sweet, and to the point. I like to level the playing field so you really know what goes on really at IRS. And by the way, you can ask me any questions you want. I'm happy to ask you to answer them. Today I want to talk to you about you just got your wages levied. How do you get the IRS to release the levy? Well, let me tell you what I would do. I used to issue thousands of levies. I had to. I don't even know how many levies. Maybe a couple, 3, 4,000. First thing you do if your employer says, "Hey, I got a levy," the very first thing I'd do is sit down with that employer and say, "Hey, I'm getting this taken care of." A lot of times they could fire you. It's against the law to do that, by the way. Or they may say, "Hey, what are you going to do about this?" Others don't care. Others are just going to take your money and send it to Internal Revenue Service. Generally, within a 24-hour period of time, you can get that wage garnishment levy released. The employer is required by law to take some deductions out. There's a form that goes with that. And pretty much take about 70% of your wages and send them to IRS. Usually employers will wait one paycheck and send the second paycheck. You can get your money back in 24 hours if you're smart. Let me tell you what to do. If you can afford it, you should hire someone, because not only are you getting your wages released, but you need an exit strategy to close your case with the IRS enforcement computer. But if you're a do-it-yourselfer, there's nothing wrong with that. If it's a large case, don't. If it's a small case, you have nothing to lose. The case usually has coming from the service center. IRS will require a 433F. You're going to have to download that IRS financial statement. It's a 2-page form, and make sure you document it. They're going to want your pay stub, and they're going to want your bank statements and a copy of your expenses. IRS is trying to determine what to do with your case. They've sent out a series of other notices, but apparently you never got the notice or you didn't call them. You simply call IRS and have your documentation on hand from that 433F. You want to have stuff like your rent or your mortgage payment, your electric bill, your insurances, anything you pay. IRS is going to want to see them. IRS is going to want to see, are you in a hardship or do you have a payment agreement? Once you call them and give them that information and they close your case, generally that day they will issue a wage on 668W release and send it to your employer. So bottom line, as soon as you hear this, go ahead and download 433F. Start getting together all your bills, your pay stubs, and 3 bank statements, and get ready to call IRS on the phone. And by the way, be by a fax machine, because IRS is going to want to see your documentation. I want to talk to you, though, about something really important about this. IRS will either close your case, generally with a payment agreement or a payment agreement or a hardship. IRS has what's called a national standard program. What that means is, depending on where you live and what county you live in, IRS allows you to live on so much money. So in the county I live, they allow you to live on around $4,000 a month. That's just a ballpark number. If you're living on $5,000 a month, IRS wants $1,000 a month. You will find these national standards at irs.gov. They are for food and clothing. The national standards are for housing and utilities, and the national standards are for transportation and having a car. Do not call IRS, because you may wind yourself in one whopper of a payment agreement. So anyway, if you call them immediately, let them know you're in a hardship, you're having a problem, and a lot of times when they get the basic information and seeing you're going to cooperate, they will go ahead and send the wage garnishment levy release. Always tell them not to send it by mail. Tell them to send it by fax. Just pick up the phone and call them today. If you have any questions, call me. If you like what I've said, please like me, subscribe to me, hit that little bell for notifications. I'll tell you everything you need to know about IRS.